You do not want to choose your PhD topic until you've watched this. Because most students choose a PhD topic the same way they choose a Netflix show. What looks interesting? That is a catastrophic decision-making framework. A PhD topic is not something you casually study. It is an obsession. It's something you will think about on weekends, in the shower, before you sleep, when experiments fail, when papers get rejected, for roughly 1,200 days in a row. And here's what most people don't realize. It's not just a 3 to 5 year obsession. Your PhD topic can define the intellectual lane you occupy for the next 10 to 20 to 30 years of your career. Academia has memory. People become the person for something. And sometimes that starts with a PhD thesis. Stephen Hawking, Claude Shannon, Roger Penrose, Susan Samard, each had a moment where their doctoral work became a launchpad. Now, you might not win a Nobel Prize, but your PhD topic can absolutely determine what conferences you're invited to, what grants you can apply for, what collaborations you attract, what reputation you build. So this is not a casual choice, this is identity selection. I'm going to show you the exact framework I would use if I had to choose my topic all over again, because one of these 5 questions will immediately expose a weak topic if it's there. I'm going to share the framework I use to refine my own PhD topic, the topic that caught the attention of a world-leading neuroscientist, who is now my supervisor, and the topic that helped me secure a PhD in cognitive neuroscience at a world-leading research institution. I didn't pick something random, I stress tested it, and you should too. This is called the 5 red flag test. To do this properly, you need a rough idea of what your topic is. If you don't have that idea, pause this and watch my video on generating a winning research idea, because once you have a candidate topic, I'm going to ask you 5 questions and every single one can raise a red flag. Here's the rule. If it's not a hell yeah to all 5, you should seriously reconsider, because doubts compound over 1,200 days. Let's test your topic. Question 1. If money was no issue and I offered you the chance to work on this topic for the next 10 years, would you say yes? No grants to chase, no funding anxiety, just pure research. Would you still choose it? Because if your motivation is external, prestige, security, optics, that fuel runs out. And question 2 removes ego entirely. Question 2, if I told you right now you will never, ever win a Nobel Prize researching this topic, no global fame, no historic breakthrough, no academic immortality, but you will have a meaningful, fulfilling career, would you still choose it? Because if you're only in love with the idea of significance, you may not love the daily grind of the work. Okay, now we're going to get a bit personal. Question 3. Are you uniquely positioned to pursue this? With your background, your experience, your perspective, are you genuinely well placed to research this idea? Or are you choosing it because it's trendy? If someone else could do it just as well as you or better without your specific lived experience, you might be entering a crowded lane. And crowded lanes are hard to dominate. Now, let's make it a bit uncomfortable. Question 4. If you had to talk about this topic every day for the next decade, would you still choose it? Because you will explain it at conferences, to colleagues, to friends, to funding panels, to family members who don't understand it and sometimes don't care. Repetition reveals boredom, and boredom during a PhD is dangerous. Now, the final question, and this is the one that overrides everything, the most important question. Question 5. Would you be happy being known as the person for this field? Academia pigeonholes people. You become the black hole person, the sleep person, the forest networks person. If this topic defines your intellectual identity, does that excite you? Or does it trap you? Because your PhD topic is not just a research question. It is a brand decision, an identity decision, a positioning decision, and those decisions compound. If your topic passed all 5 questions, great. Now it's just the small little detail of committing 1,200 days of your life to it. If even one question made you hesitate, that hesitation matters, because doubt grows louder in year 3. Choosing a PhD topic is not just about curiosity, it's about obsession. And you don't want to discover halfway through that you picked something only because you liked it. If you liked this video though, there's plenty more videos on my channel, go check them out. See you soon.